Welcome to Four Good Stories, where we each talk about four good things happening in the world this week to bring a little positivity to your weekend. My name is Addison.
And I'm Corinne. For Good is proudly brought to you by Hope for Good, a free subscription service supporting families of children with cancer and other critical illnesses through monthly care packages filled with toys and other items catered to the children's likings.
So we have really good news this week.
We do.
We have been working in like 20 to 30 degree temperatures in our warehouse because we have no heat in our building. And it got really cold, big snowstorm here, and we, at Hope for Good, there's no stopping. The kids got to get the things they need. We got to serve all the kids in our program. So we have been working in really cold temperatures, but we put out a call for help, and a really awesome company here in Henderson, Kentucky has offered so much kindness to help us get our heat back on. So just thank you so much, Hager and Sons, for already doing so much to help us get our heat on. It has been very cold.
We've been coming to work in multiple layers, in multiple socks.
And all the heaters and stuff that we plug in have killed off our power more than once. We may have melted an extension cord. I hope the fire department isn't listening.
Okay. It's fine. It's fixed. So we're good.
On to our first story, which is something I saw that I thought was really cool. I love cats, so I love any good story about cats. In a unique program called Forward, Felines and Offenders Rehabilitation with Affection, Reformation, and Dedication, at the Pendleton Correctional Facility in Indianapolis, cats and inmates are rehabilitating each other. This initiative brings abandoned cats into the correctional facilities, with both inmates and cats benefit greatly from the program. Many shelter cats face long stays in shelters or even euthanasia. This program offers hundreds of cats a second chance by bringing them into the prison's cat sanctuary, provided with scratching posts, climbing structures, and nooks for them to hide in. Inmates provide them with care and companionship, helping these animals find homes. Through this program, inmates learn valuable animal care skills. They gain experience in feeding, grooming, and training the cats, all skills that can be useful for future employment as well as giving the inmates purpose during their stay. This program greatly benefits both the cats and the inmates. The cats get a safe, calm home, and the cats help reduce feelings of loneliness and depressions in the inmates. The presence of animals has proven to significantly improve mental health in the prison. I love all these unique ways that you can help cats. All they want is just to be somewhere where they get fed 3 times a day and they get some affection, and I just know this is awesome. I know there's probably so many people spending their terms in prison that just want to find a purpose in life and want to know comfort and joy. So I just think this is an awesome way to do that.
I forget when I saw it or where it was somewhere in the US, but it was a prison and they let an inmate adopt a cat, or maybe it was a dog or a cat, and he had significant improvement, his mood and his behavior in the prison. And I think this is cool that it's in Indiana.
I mean, yeah, purpose is just so helpful for anything. Having something to live for, having someone that you want to make proud and do good for, I just always think is going to have a positive effect.
Okay, next story. I saw this story and I knew I had to talk about it because both me and Addison love Minecraft, and we help children that have cancer every day. So this story is about Minecraft, which is a place to build buildings, explore, and adventure. But for some young cancer patients, it's becoming something much more important. In the UK, doctors and game designers created a brand new Minecraft world based on a real cancer treatment center. It's designed to help children understand what will happen when they go to the hospital for treatment. Instead of facing the unknown, they can explore it first. Inside the game, young patients can walk through hospital corridors, see treatment rooms, and learn what machines look like in a familiar, playful way. Doctors say this helps reduce fear and anxiety, giving children a sense of control at a time when so much feels out of their hands. It's a powerful reminder that games aren't always just for fun. Sometimes they can help children face the hardest challenges in their lives. I know, with someone with severe anxiety, when I go somewhere completely new, I have to get there really early because I have to take at least 15 minutes in my car to hype myself up because I don't know where anything is, like what's going to happen when I walk in. So if I had even a Minecraft world that would show me around every nook and cranny of a new building, that would make my experience so much better. And especially for these kids with cancer, like I can't imagine how scary and nerve-wracking a new place is, especially with these big, scary machines that are there to help them, but they're built probably terrifyingly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a really cool way to help these kids.
Yeah, I have really bad, especially like medical anxiety with buildings that, because they're not always super comforting.
Yeah.
But I think it will be like such a unique experience because when the kids get to explore like these Minecraft's world, and I feel like it would be a positive experience to walk in and be like, oh my gosh, like I remember this, like this looks just like how it did in Minecraft. And I just think that one that gives a distraction from what's really going on, but also it just I think would add a positive experience to something that might just overall be really scary.
Mm-hmm.
My second story is about Molly, a 170-pound adult loggerhead sea turtle that was found in the Florida Keys with a 10-pound tumor entangled in a crab trap line in August that left her almost immobile. Molly was taken and then rehabilitated at the Turtle Hospital in the Florida Keys. The nonprofit took great care of Molly for several months as she received multiple surgeries to remove a massive tumor and was treated for many other injuries that she had. Her inspirational recovery garnered worldwide attention. She was released with a satellite tag on Higgs Beach, Key West, Florida, while Molly was helped at the end of 2025. What I think is really cool that I learned this week is that you can track Molly's location to see all the adventures that she goes on now that she is mobile enough. That 10-pound tumor was really weighing down on my girl. She couldn't get around, so now she's doing like her little Florida tour, and she just recently visited the Key West National Wildlife Refuge that is just off the coast of Florida. And I think it's really cool to look on their website to see all the places Molly has gone now that nonprofit has helped her.
I had one of those. They also make bracelets, and you can get like turtles or sharks, or I think there's polar bears too. And I got a sea turtle one. I think her name was Bertha or something. But it was an app, and you could track everywhere she went. Because I'm pretty sure she was injured somehow, either by landfill that was in the ocean or maybe some sort of attack. But they fixed her up, and then they put a tracker on it, and you could watch where she went. But I think the tracker fell off because I can't see where she is anymore.
Yeah, they're meant to come off at like a certain time. They're not meant to last forever.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Molly and Bertha are friends.
They're swimming together.
They're hanging out. Oh, I love that.
Okay, my next story is also in the UK, but something quite remarkable is happening in towns and cities that are weighed down by shrinking streets and fading local life. Instead of waiting for big companies or the government to help, ordinary people are taking matters into their own hands. In Bristol, locals brought back an iconic ferry service, buying it by themselves. Nearly 900 people invested in the project, turning it into a community-owned operation that not only carries tens of thousands of passengers each year, but also sparks conversation and connection in a way buses and trains rarely do. In London, volunteers transformed a strip of land by the railway into a vibrant community garden where children play and neighbors gather. Community-run pubs, gardens, and hubs are reshaping public life, hosting everything from book clubs to refugee support groups. Some towns had even repurposed empty buildings into spaces where people can get help with their health and jobs, enjoy a coffee, or take part in art and local activities, creating places that feel welcoming and alive again. These efforts show that when communities step up and take ownership of the places they love, tired towns can start to feel like home again. I think we should do this with the West Side.
Do we have a
Like
river
the-
that needs a
Like the strip by Dollar General. We should make it something really cool for the community on the West Side.
I've always thought that, like, why haven't we made that into something really awesome? In Bloomington, Indiana, they have, like, a really cool, like, strip that's very walkable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got all kind of, like, restaurants and little shops and things like that. And it's just perfect for if you're heading up to Indianapolis and you need a place to kind of stop and walk around and get some food, or for the college students that are in that area, just like we have our college on the West Side.
Yeah.
In Evansville, it would be awesome to have something, because the West Side is not very pedestrian friendly. It's not very walkable.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to drive to every single place you go to. And because it's so jam-packed on only one side of the road, it's like a nightmare to even drive around.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk, you can't drive.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something.
Thank you. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
We can plan something.
My next story, which I'm sure everyone has heard about, at the 68th Grammy Awards, Bad Bunny won Album of the Year for his new album, marking the first time in Grammy history that an album entirely in Spanish has won the award. This is not just another Grammy, it's a milestone for Spanish people, Spanish-speaking music. Bad Bunny's win shows that music in any language can be recognized and appreciated at the highest level, celebrating culture and identity. His acceptance speech, also delivered largely in Spanish, was a heartfelt tribute to his home, Puerto Rico, his supporters, and immigrants pursuing their dreams. He also dedicated the win to people who had also left their homelands to follow their dreams, a powerful message of hope. For decades, 68 years, the Grammy Album of the Year award was dominated by English-speaking language records. This win breaks that barrier and signals growing recognition of global music traditions on the biggest stages. Lots of people around the world have called the moment not just a musical victory, but a cultural one, celebrating the importance of diversity, language, and identity in popular music. I just think this is awesome because the Grammys are to recognize music from all across the globe. Yeah. And you want to see things that are important to you recognized. And I know this is just so important for so many people who really appreciate and value Spanish music.
Do I know Spanish? No. But I love to dance to it. So I'm very excited because he's performing for the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to be able to sing along, but I will get up and dance to those songs because I love Bad Bunny.
And we love to dance.
Yeah. I will dance my little heart out. Okay, my third story. Every February, love is in the air at the Butler County Humane Society in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but this year Cupid's arrow has furry paws. For the second year running, the shelter is hosting its Bachelorette fundraiser, a Valentine's-themed event where the community gets to vote for their favorite shelter dog by donating a rose. Each rose costs $5, and supporters can cast their votes online or in person at the shelter. The dogs compete for the most roses, and on Valentine's Day, one special pup will be crowned the 2026 Bachelorette in a rose ceremony, complete with rose-shaped popsicles for the winner. But this isn't just about fun and games. Every donation helps fund essential care at the Humane Society, things like medical treatment, vaccinations, spay and neuter procedures, and daily shelter needs for animals waiting for their forever homes.
Now that's a show I would watch.
I wish this was happening in Evansville because I would go every day. $5.
Maybe we can also get that started.
Yes.
Humane Society. We'll take charge. Don't worry, we'll volunteer.
I don't know if the camera can see Bunny, but Bunny would always win in my eyes.
Yeah. The dog is to the left. I don't know if you can see her, but she is present.
She's my Bachelorette. Bachelorette.
She did come from the shelter.
Yeah.
All right. On to my last story. And this is one that I have talked about a lot this week. I think it is really cool. With a reported budget under $3 million, the independent movie Iron Lung grossed around $21 million in its opening weekend globally, earning roughly 7 times its budget. The film was self-financed, written, directed, and starred by a YouTuber, Mark Fishbot, otherwise known as Markiplier. The movie was turned down by many big film studios before Markiplier moved outside of the traditional Hollywood scene and proved that you don't need a massive movie studio and a huge marketing budget to make a successful film. What's really awesome is the film beat out movies in the box office produced by the same studios that turned him down. The success of the film was due to all of those who love and believe in Markiplier who showed up to support the YouTuber. It's a huge win for everyday creators with big dreams, showing that originality, risk-taking, and trusting the audience can pay off. People showed up for something strange, something different than the norm, and the success sends a hopeful message. But there's real space in the industry for independent voices, that you don't need this massive budget and you don't need these big organizations and big companies behind you to create something that you really care about. In a landscape often dominated by mega businesses, Iron Lung breaking through is proof that creativity at any level can succeed, and I think audiences are really here for it. I think the success is largely due to people want to see and they want to support smaller creators and smaller businesses, and that really shows with, Iron Lung was on number 1 on all the charts for majority of this weekend, with, a minuscule budget compared to a lot of the other movies that were out this weekend. Thank you. You have something to say about Iron Lung?
Bunny, say something.
Oh, thank you.
In a classroom in George, South Africa, a teacher reminded the world that school isn't just about tests and textbooks. It is also about laughter and connection. When Mr. Vanderberg shared a video of himself copying his students' funny poses, something magical happened. The clip quickly racked up more than 2 million views online. In the video, learners strike playful poses and erupt in giggles as their teacher does his best to mimic each one, perfectly or not. What makes this video so special isn't just the laughs, it's the bond it shows between teachers and students. In a world full of serious news, moments like these remind us that joy and creativity still has a place in the classroom, and that sometimes the best lessons are the ones filled with fun.
I love that.
My high school experience was fine, but I feel like a lot of the time when I was not having the best time, teachers were the ones that made it better because you spend so much time in the classroom, and when a teacher is very strict and not very nice, it makes the experience not good. But when a teacher is fun and giggly and shows they actually care about you and it's not always so serious, it makes the experience a lot better. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
It's just a mid-show shower.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, you take my.
That was last story. That was the end of this podcast. We're going to do professional. Nice. Sit. Okay. Brief intervention. Interjection. That was the end of our story. We do have a follower submission. She should get down. Yeah. Where's down? Come here. Come here. Did you look at me this week? This is our follower submission. Thank you. Yeah. This week we do have a follower submission. She's cutting me off. Yeah, I should lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Sorry. Brief intermission. Lots of dog drama going on over here. We do have a follower who submitted their positive story of the week. As you know, we talked about at the beginning of this podcast, we had a huge snowstorm here, and school has been out for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Jess emailed and shared that there was kind of a mass panic in her neighborhood. They knew there were lots of snow coming, and that there was also lots of kids bored and out of school, and parents who unfortunately still have to work. A handful of the families quickly came together and set up a schedule where each neighbor would help watch all the kids so the other parents could get to work or even just get a break. She said her 2 kids were always so excited as each neighbor tried to make the day at their house special for the kids, and I feel like they were able to do that because they had a break from their own kids in the chaos of their house, so they were excited to make the day at their house extra special. She shares this will always be a positive memory for her and her family, and that life wasn't always like this. Having support or having a village to help you out in situations like this is not something to take for granted. So I just thought that was a really sweet story. The snowstorm was hard on a lot of people. Even one of our cars got stuck in the snow this morning, and it's been like a week and a half since the snow came down. So there has just been all kinds of problems. I saw a few days ago an ambulance got stuck on one of the roads. Yeah. It was a lot of snow. So just a really heartwarming story in such a cold time.
I know Henderson isn't like a huge city, but I grew up in a very small town, like on a dead-end road, and there were a bunch of houses and kids my age, and I guess we would kind of do this too. I never really thought about it, but all the kids would get together, and one of the moms was a teacher, so when we had days off, she obviously did too, and we would all get together, and she would like make us food and hot cocoa because all the other parents had to go to work. So I'm glad neighborhoods are coming together in Hendo.
Yeah, and like I feel like especially a week at least of snow days, you know, there's not really a whole lot else to do other than spend a lot of screen time. But I think when the kids get to interact with each other, they're more creative. They find all these other things to do. And I just overall think that that sounds awesome. I hope everyone has a community like that they can rely on.
Yeah, me too. Finally, the best thing is that through our program, Hope for Good, over 250 children with critical illnesses will receive a free care package this month to spread a bit of love to families going through so much. To learn more or to donate, you can visit our website.
Those were this week's 4 good things. Until next time, keep looking for the good, and if you find any, feel free to share your feel-good stories with us at addison@forgoodcommunity.org for us to share here on the podcast. And we'd love to hear your positive stories, so please send them in, and we would love to share them.
If you're subscribed, drop a comment with something good that happened to you this week to enter our giveaway, and pass that good on by sharing it with someone who could use it.
Join us again next week to see how the world gets better 1 week at a time. 4 good stories, because the world has more good than we think.
Yeah. Woo! Oh! Bingo!